What is up, folks? Okay, today we're going to be running through one of the best exercises for building upper body strength, and that is the military press or the strict overhead press. Alright guys, so first thing we need to know is our bar height, okay? We got to make sure that that bar is at the right height. We want as little movement, as little effort as possible put into unracking and re-racking the bar, okay? So you want to have the bar at the upper part of our chest height, okay? So whenever we're unracking, it's a simple little step up and walk back, okay? Not having to, after you fatigue, after pressing, you don't want to have to press a little bit more to get the bar into the rack. Neither do you want to have to squat down to put it into the rack, okay? So you just want to be able to walk straight in and down, simple as that, okay? So make sure that bar height is right. Next thing then is our hand positioning on the bar as we're pressing. Now the ideal hand position would be just outside of shoulder distance right here for our overhead press, but a lot of people have some shoulder mobility issues, some T-spine mobility issues, and they're unable then to press directly overhead without arching or compensating in some sort of way. So for some people who have these issues, you might want to go a little bit wider to where you're able to press the bar directly overhead without arching or compensating in any sort of way. So some people might need to go a little bit wider than that shoulder distance, okay? Next thing then is making sure the bar is stacked. Now this goes for bench pressing as well. You got to make sure that the bar is sitting here on the heel of the hand and stacked directly over the bone. If you think about it now, the bar over the wrist, you've got no support behind your hand here. All that weight is pushing down, pulling on the muscles through our wrist. So you got to make sure that the weight is stacked. This goes for bench pressing as well. Have the hand stacked so the bar is sitting directly over the bone of that forearm. We're much stronger pressing like that than we are pressing with that bent wrist. Okay, so make sure that bar is stacked. Alright, so whenever you unrack and you're pressing, make sure the bar is sitting directly like this and not like this. Okay, goes for the same whenever we're at the top of the movement. The bar is directly below or over the forearms and not sitting back like this at the top. Okay? Alright, so the next thing then is our torso position. Now it just comes with the sedentary lifestyle. People sitting a lot end up sort of tighter hip flexors. They end up, once the hip flexors get tighter, the bum sticks out a little bit more and we're sort of making this sort of arch in the lower part of our back, and this is what we don't want whenever we're overhead pressing. A lot of this pain causes us to lean back slightly at the top. So what we want to do is making sure that we tilt the pelvis under, alright, like you're trying to tuck your pelvis into your belly button, keep your bum squeezed to keep you in that position, keep your core tense. We want to make this as solid base as possible to carry that weight over our head, okay? We want that weight directly over the head, sitting on a nice solid base, alright? No arching, no compensating, no leaning, no relaxing at the bottom, alright? Get as solid as you can, core tense, everything's stacked in a nice straight line going from the forearm all the way down to your heels, to your feet, okay? So, pelvis tucked under, bum squeezed, core nice and tight, and that's us ready to rock. Alright, so the next thing then is our head movement. So if you think about the bar, you want that bar to go in a straight line, as straight as possible, okay? So once the bar is sitting on the bottom of our chest, we want to go straight up. Now obviously our chin and our head is in the way. If you lean back, a lot of people will press like this. They'll lean back, press over like that, looking up at the bar, head right back. Now all that weight is now going to the lower part of my back. What you don't want is that. So you got to make sure that with your head, you got to move the head back slightly as you press up and then get that head back into position again. Like I say, you want a nice straight line going from that bar directly down all the way to the feet, alright? So head out of the way of the bar and back into position again. And then when you're coming down, head back into position again, okay? So just like so, alright? So I'm positioned, one step back, pelvis tucked, bum squeezed, core tense, bar is stacked over the forearm, move the head out of the way, and through, bar is directly over the top of my head, back in again, through, okay? And that is our strict overhead press. Guys, any other questions or help with this that you might need, just hit me up.